Hi, welcome back. We here at Grace Healing are so grateful for the opportunity to serve you, to stand within God's love, and hopefully, prayerfully, exhibit the nature of God in every situation we encounter. It's our hope to magnify and make God's presence known in every situation. We stand in love for you, thanksgiving, praise, and worship of our God, and we breathe as one with you now, trusting and embracing this holy opportunity to breathe as one. Abun lola kiliama khalamia tutaravis masielea turakhirima turakhamlura fishnikeli ben turkonia. Yarbi lachim almeos sepirikaturia. Yeshua ulmeda klamaki sayashne kutaraviana. And as I said at the beginning of this recording, we are in awe for the opportunity to serve. And we serve God, the living source of all creation. And I want to ask a simple question. Why do you believe in God? What makes you to believe in God? Is it like many people that I encounter that have something that's been driven into them from the time in their youth, that they've just known the very source of God's presence to be present around them, that they're searching, always looking for God's presence? Is it somebody that believes in God because they were instructed that there was a God? Something of the intellect, something of the mind? Is it something that you've encountered, a deep experience in your life that you can't explain it away through logic? You can't explain it away through intellect. You have to accept the reality that something larger is happening upon this earth, something more grand than yourself and the limitations of humanity and the creatures upon this earth, something larger. Well, to be transparent, in my experience, I was instructed in my youth, but I didn't agree with much that was being said because I had this sense within me that God was bigger than what they were describing. I had this awareness that there was something more to what man was describing as God, what religion defined through doctrine and theology and all these processes of intellect. And it seemed simpler to me. And then as I grew and I got older, I started to recognize that God was doing healings as I would pray over people or as I would touch people. And some really beautiful things have transpired. And I've been blessed to pray over tens of thousands of people and seen many people healed, restored, and made new by God's holy presence. And in that, I've had to embrace humility to look at this and say, this wasn't me that did it. When I was blessed to pray over this young man that was 12 years old, and he had a tumor in his brain that was like the size of a pool ball, and it was pressing on his brain, and there were tendrils reaching down into the brain tissue. They had just done an MRI on him, and the tendrils were reaching down into the brain tissue. And when I prayed over him, he felt, by his own description as a 12-year-old, while in tongues, he felt something changing, and he felt surgery unfolding in his brain. So I had no idea. I just engaged in the words that God was putting on my tongue. I had no idea where it was going. I was not controlling it. I had no power over it. I had no ability to determine, okay, we're going in this direction. It was God manifesting in this moment. Well, they had taken the MRI just prior to the surgery. They figured on about a 16-hour surgery to remove the infiltration from the brain and get the tumor and get all the little things out. Well, during the prayer, it turns out that all the tendrils were pulled out and the ball formed, and there was one little lead that touched to the surface of the brain. So when they opened him up, opened up the skull, got in there, the ball fell out, and they had one little tendril to cut loose. That was it. They were done in less than 4 hours. Again, that has nothing whatsoever to do with Larry. it's God. And I have a sense of knowing that experiential awareness of God's presence flowing through to bring this result. So in that, I've been graced to participate in this. I've done nothing to earn it. I've only been graced in this experience. So as I've watched our religious brothers and sisters and Christian brothers and sisters and other forms of religion that actually form an awareness that they are somehow on a higher plane because they actually know Christ, or because they spoke a specific prayer, or because they've done so many hours of meditation. One of the things that I had to accept in all humility was I did none of these things. I was walking around seeking to know the presence of God, witnessing God's presence show up for others, and in awe when God did. I did nothing to earn it. By no right could I say that this was mine. I had to accept a reality that God is real, and more so than any thought or intellect could contain. Because again, I wasn't able to think, okay, I'm going to pray over this boy, this is going to happen, that's what's going to happen, and the doctor's going to experience this, and then they're going to get... None of it was in me. It was God who manifested the result. So as we walk this earth and we see people that don't walk the same plane we do, the same ground that we do, we truly must embrace humility to walk the nature of God's presence and the holy attributes of God. I don't care what a religious understanding is. My heart is, are we walking the living attributes of God? Are we embracing holy compassion? Are we in a charitable heart? Are we in a thoughtful awareness for healing for those that reform any sense of distress in their lives or sickness or disorder? Are we in compassion for those people that actually see themselves as enemy, to move them away from the aggressions that they thrust upon people? Are we able to look upon people that head towards war without judgment, screaming and yelling at them for being warriors and tearing them down, but to pray for them to recognize the heart of compassion to be loosed from that? Do we see people that are in protest and we get angered by it? Or do we pray for them in love to be increased in wisdom? This is our hope within Grace Healing, that we would each be recognized in the holy attributes of God so that all people would know of the living God. Because people walking this earth, not everybody has the same grace that we do to know that God even exists. I didn't earn that. You didn't earn that. It was given by grace. So, if they don't walk with that same understanding, somehow they're not walking the same grace. They are holding a different place within God's holy order. Because again, God is limitless. God is omnipresent. God is omnipotent. God knows everything. And God knows the order and restoration of the heavens. And each of us humans plays a part in every aspect of the restoration of the heavens. God knows the result. God knows the needs. God knows every step we are going to take, every step we have made, and the result of each and every one of them. That's the God I see. So, we at Grace Healing humble ourselves before you, and between prayers with Ina Marie, our intercessor Deb, Andreas, Pamela, all the people in the intercessory role, Dan, Christy, all people that we've been blessed to know in God's love, we just stand in awe for the opportunity to serve you in God's grace and look forward to the opportunity as you reach out, extend to us your needs. We stand in awe that God permits us this ground, and then we pray over those needs. In that time of prayer, we are given the blessed result. We then record that blessed result in what's called the Book of Blessings. And then each and every day, that book is prayed over until the result manifests. Then we record the fact that it has been completed by God's grace so that God's glory is known. We offer thanksgiving to be here for you. We are here anytime you wish to reach. We love you beyond measure and look forward to the opportunity to share in God's love with you in each situation you present. We breathe as one and surrender this time before the loving God that is our Creator, Yahweh Elohim, Yeshua HaMessiach, Abun Solo O Darabakam Yar Peris Masher Pian. Amen. Love you all. Connect with you next week. Take care.